Yes, Jah people, this is Micah Shemaiah representing. I will say, hear the lion voice, saying it is time for the lions and the lionesses to tell their own story. King David killed Goliath with a stone, we original dread.
Amina, the time has come for the lioness to tell our own story. No surrender, no retreat, we are Jah soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a boulder. Bigging up Lamb's voice. Now put it. I jolly for said that.
And
Yeah, man.
was storm around
The two stick gate dance are the most legendary for me. Like I wasn't there, but the two stick, one of them said there was no gate, no fence, and it's two stick, two posts that's put up, and everybody have to walk through that and line. Nobody run, not about like an open field, you know, brother.
Okay.
So that, and everybody join the line respectfully and go through the two stick them like it's a gate. So to me, them thing that teach me the discipline of what Rastafari was trying to bring to the world, you know?
Yes.
Order. Yeah, it's a very memorable thing with 12 Tribe too when we used to go to dancing in that HQ at Oak Road. You know, you had lines gone all the way down to Kingsway. You had lines gone way back on Cleveland. You know, people, nobody now try and crouch. You know, everybody just take them time and just go through. Connects decides I'm going to stay at 10.5 because the energy there. I would just call ourselves Jah Ova Evil from that. So from that, the actual Jah Ova Evil that people know today was born, where me and the twins and Infinite and Chronics and Empress Sativa became like a performing kind of a group. Not really a group, but we're just bridging and we touch road, all our way touch road, touch stage together, touch road together. That's how we used to do it, you know what I mean? So that was the Jah Ova Evil.
That I'm gonna ask something. I'm gonna put on my creative attorney hat now. When this Jah Ova Evil was happening, was there any kind of talk about business between the brethren and sistren, or was it just free flowing?
Yeah, man, a straight free flowing, man. We had no business thing was happening. We went to shows together. We just performed. Them time they even because Donisha was so close to us, we ended up doing a lot of stuff for her, like some small acoustic gigs run a Mali Museum. And I think one time, I remember one memorable trip where we all went to Morgan's Harbor to perform at an acoustic thing. Me and Chronics performed, and you know, the whole of we did there, Kelly and the whole crew, and you know, as we said, it was just beautiful energy. It had nothing to do with money, had nothing to do with no business. We were young, you know what I mean? Everybody was very young, you know what I mean? I was like, me and John and them are basically the oldest of the group because Chronics them was like 18 and stuff like that. We were in 26 and 24, you understand?
Yes.
So we were all very young. So that we were just enjoying life and being fearless and feeling invincible, you know what I mean?
In popular,
and these songs put the platform on a higher plane.
Yes,
so you really wonder why is it that these things are not exercised in more volume. You understand? Sometimes them things that puzzle me too. Like when you see a certain type of energy, put an artist on a certain platform, and then as soon as them get on the platform, you start hear a whole heap of different things. You wonder they're trying to be Lenny Kravitz or you know what I mean, John Legend or you know what I mean. So I mean, it's an expression, but as I said before, you know, I mean, everybody's free to make their expression, but in the Rastafari community, we have to have a consensus of, you know, playing a role. But back in the day, songs from cultures were to enhance the culture or to show the plight of the culture. Yeah. So I think we have gone away from that, and this is not only in Jamaica, but all cultures of the world now seem to be in this melting pot of modernity. So we don't have a Jamaican culture anymore, or an English culture, or African. We have a modern culture which the world is now eating from. Yeah, and I believe this is what the issue is for us. In that we are not indigenously looking at the issues of our culture and our peoples and trying to remedy them. Yeah, man, yo, Chronics can tell you, Chronics can tell you, that was the consensus of our musical energy that for the whole period. That was the Jah Ova Evil consensus to remove the demonic nature from the music that was in Jamaica. And that's why when behind curtain boss and them thing, they see that more beautiful music, even though it's a talk about the street. The sound of it, and obviously Clarence is a genius melodically. It's like one of them geniuses where we're blessed with, you know what I mean? So you could hear the musicality and the beauty of the musicality going into a different direction which served massively for Jamaica at that point. You understand?
Massively.
So our whole being as youth them time, it was just to remove that demonic energy. Selassie, I know.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
Yeah, Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Tell the people about Empress Mene. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, but to the coming while we stand tall, I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, cause they see the city streets them flood, but when the hurricane blow down their wall, I'll be by your side and me nah budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, your love was a lifeline. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine, and unto I, that light was a lifeline. It seems like the world is upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, to the coming while we stand tall, I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, cause they see their city streets them flood, when the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me now budge. Think I found the love of
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie the First. Glory and honor in the name of His chosen Queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Dejazmatch Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan-African Happy Man. I'm a creative industry attorney, I'm an artist, I'm an author, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Talk. Welcome to Lion Talk, where the lions are telling our own story. This is Rastafari, independent, non-aligned media. We are coming to tell our own story. We can no longer depend on third-party platforms or wait on third-party platforms and hope that they give us a little 5 minutes to catch and say what we want to say about this chad, about the emperor and the empress. These things that we love to talk about, repatriation, all of these things. So we are doing it here, family. I want to big up Lion Pride. How do you become a part of the Lion Pride? If you subscribe, you are part of the Lion Pride. And we have to big up the Lion Pride on Patreon, those lion and lionesses who are investing their dollars to see Rastafari independent and non-aligned media rise. Big up, Uno. We are doing the work, as you can see. We are starting now to go into the creative industry. This is my wheelhouse now. We start bring on some of the singers and the players of instruments within Rastafari. I saw Queen Omega out of Trinidad. Beautiful interview. If you have not seen that interview, check it out on the platform. We have many, many more artists. And this artist today that I'm bringing forward, I'm on favorite. Me I tell you, I never lived during the time of Dennis Brown, and we kind of feel a way about it because by the time we even realize the talent that we had coming out of Jamaica with Dennis Brown, him did gone already, you know. However, I am living in a time where I have a brethren named Micah Shemaiah, where I put on and trust you know what I mean, is literally an artist when I listen, you know, in my house, and the brethren has created one of my favorite songs in life. I tell him that to him face. In life. Me not talk a favorite for the 90s or a favorite for 80s. Me I talk me a 40 odd years. And I would have my favorite song. So we are gonna talk to the irate of the original Dread, the brethren who a chat through hills and valleys. It's a great honor to welcome I and I family. Ras, Micah Shemaiah, welcome to the
Yes,
Lion
brother.
Talk.
Last year, yeah, man. Greetings in that divine name, you know what I mean? So
Highly,
last year, I
highly.
bless all of the people them out there and everybody where have you. Give thanks, give thanks for the platform. Give
Yeah,
thanks for the
man.
opportunity. So, I say, brother.
I've been looking forward to this one, man. I tell you, so we've been wanting to do it. I want to do it in person. So this is just part one, family, and the them know how we do it over here. We don't do just one interview and we're done. No, we're
True.
we're we're, we're here to chronicle the journey of I and I sons and daughters during this epic moment. We are the generation that was chosen to see the face of the Most High, to experience the repatriation. So it's a joy. But before we get into that, I want to ask the to step into the Lion Talk time machine and take us to the I birth, your origin. Where were you born? And what was the I journey to Rastafari?
Well, I'm on really born in a yard here in a Kingston, a Jubilee, you know what I mean? Them time when my parents lived up in a Jedites, that place where it's like a Rasta community. I mean, back in them time, a very popular Rasta community where when you get beaten by the system, I mean, most of the people used to run to them hills there. So that's where I'm on born still. I used to go Hope Valley first school, I think, and then we leave from there so and reach in a place called Clifton Road, which is off Chisholm Avenue. You know what I mean? So basically from the Garrison to the Garrison, you know what I mean? But it was a better vibration when we moved still, because as we said, when we were up at Jedites, it was really rough. I walk through cow shit every day if we go to school, and you know what I mean? And even though Clifton Road was a better vibe in terms of trying to build a family structure and things. Still had its detractors, like violence and what I mean, enough little thing. Enough little thing we see when we're youth too, but we would probably rather, get out of our mind, but you don't know them things not possible. Yeah man
Those for the international audience, when we're talking about Dreadites and we are talking about working class and we are talking about the Garrison, I want the eye to explain to a non-Jamaican audience, because this will go wide, how how you would describe Dreadites. And I just interviewed Dexter Davis, Sangy Davis' son, and him just talked about Dreadites. So it looked like we need to do a documentary on
definitely.
Dreadites too. You know what I mean? Because I keep hearing this sound. I hear it from Brother Carl, I hear it from other ones still, but I'm seeing this as a reoccurring theme, this Dreadite. So please explain to ones what day to day was like in Dreadites. Paint a picture.
Well, well, that's why I call my band Jedites. I mean, it's where we're coming from. It's where, I mean, 12 tribe especially had its birthplace in Trenchtown. You know what I mean, as most people know. But Jedites was where now are coming together of a lot of 12 tribe from all over the country. I remember when I was a little youth, about 40 at Virgin used to stay at my yard, just coming from the country, and they needed a place to rest. So them stay at the yard until meeting time or whatever function was happening at the 12 tribe at the time. So, but Jedites now was a place where the Prophet gathered his place, who is the founder of the 12 tribe of Israel, and the one who has led us into this time, you know what I mean? And also, as I say, whole heap of brethren and sisters were from different parts of the country which were marginalized and whatever. Them find them way up the Jedites and them time there it was like hillside. All my uncle used to live up there too with him family and things. So, no Africa landed there and thing where, what I mean, you don't know capture land thing, cause so Jamaica used to run. So enough of the land was really captured back in them time there, so people can get to survive and thing. So it was a community of just poor people. Even now it still is, but them time there, that's what it was. And then Rastafari injection into the community brought a certain type of energy, you know what I mean? And for me, most of the things that I remember really was going to like the 12 tribe session, them like the dances and them thing there, upper Jedites, and them thing that was really magical, color party and them something there, you know what I mean? First time I see all my little in TJ on stage and them thing there, so it was memorable, and it was a community that really was trying to live together. But we have ups and downs. We had I think they had an incident back in the day when even the government was looking on Rastafari peoples and Dreadites as like a threat or something like that. So them sending some with a soldier and thing, and man wake up to him door and get knocked off, and you understand? So it was a whole experience in terms of growing up as a Rasta youth in the community, a full experience. Um, just seeing how the people struggle. And Jedites is not a place where I would have said it don't have resources. But I would say the way how ghetto people live is like the resources could be right in them backyard, but them don't really have the, what do I call it now, the ingenuity or the infrastructure, you know what I mean, for kind of, materialize these resources, so it's like a left up thing, like the government does say, left up around there. So Jedi, was that type of place. And as you know, there's a whole heap of like Bedward, and you know what I mean, there's crazy history coming from up that side. So it's not like it's yesterday it started, you know what I mean? So as I say, it's like where poor people try to gather and try to live in a way where them can survive. Normally these great things, kind of evolve out of it. So I would have said that's why enough Rasta man would have say, I come from up in them side. And not only in Jedites, but around the surrounding areas of Augustown and in place there. A whole heap of brilliant people come out of them place, and also a lot of the artists that came to give the expression of what go on the street and what go on the people, them come from them places, you know what I mean? So it's really it's like one of the birthplaces, I would have said, of the modern conscious thinking Jamaican and Rasta.
What is the community known as today? Is it still known as Dreadites to this day?
Yeah, man, I still dread that same way, man. Up there, some bridging them create a little energy now where it like on the ends where my uncle used to, and Natural Black and them, man, they used to have them place around at the back. Them call that Fire Street now, you know what I mean? So, the youth, them, yeah, man, so them a try whole lot of energy, so them call it Fire Street. But I still dreadites, you know what I mean? Still dreadites, same.
Thanks, give thanks. And that is close to Augustown, or is that considered part of Augustown?
Augustown would be like across the river. So yeah, so that's like that. Yeah, that's like behind Augustown. So you'd get to, if you're driving up there, so more than likely you'd get to Augustown before you get to Jeddah. Jeddah is a place you have to go in through Tavern or LSC Flats and go around on the curve and round on the bridge, and you know what I mean.
It need a documentary, as I'm talking.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. And the people them are just good for have a camera walk to the place, and because them places really, very rarely get highlighted in a Jamaica. As we say, I whole heap of great ones come, but it's not violence, because you don't know when system set the people against the people, it's not so easy.
But these are historic Rastafari, historical sites, as you say.
Yes, sir.
And they need to be preserved, and the people
Yes,
educated about the significance of these regions. Because like I said, I hear about this, and of course Bedward, as you say, that was one of the original fathers that preach, So in terms of the coming out of this working class inner city, hills, was there agriculture going on at Dreadites? Were people growing the food and thing?
Yeah, man, that always a go on in a Rasta world, man. That constant, constant. Even my uncle used to raise bees and all kind of little things up on film little farm, man. You know what I mean? So that was because, remember, Rasta was really about self-sufficiency. So we have to, because the system now give you a blight, so we have to make it. The system, once people look at not only the system, but in general, that's why things like coral gardens and these things happen, because I want people to remember that Coral Gardens wasn't just about the government being on top of Rasta. Coral Gardens was also about regular citizens of Jamaica bringing themselves and putting themselves into gangs to fight against Rasta and find Rasta and all type of thing. So there's a consensus and there's a heartfelt thing within the people that Rasta is here to upset their balance. You understand? Which we are actually here to help the people, but it take years for the people so them think there, you know what I mean? So as we said, these are the type of things that, you know what I mean, struggle with over the years. And you know what I mean, kinda hard to find balance as a Rasta people. So me as a youth now I come up through them thing there. It's just similar things, but in the working class society, you know, people have them time the people are make my parents used to make asham and drops. My father would make roots for years upon years. We created them created a brand called Sunshine Roots, which is still today I would say one of the best roots ever created. But to have the resource now to turn it into a multi-billion-dollar company is another thing, you know. So Rasta had all the businesses, all the businesses, you know what I mean, which are now today being, as I would say, exploited to the highest levels, I would say, you know.
I came into Rastafari into the Naya Bingales, but I always learned the 12 tribe of Israel is where the business, you know,
Yeah,
kind of
man.
engine of Rastafari, you know, all of the kind of business minded ones, and of course the
At the
music.
scholarship, it's really
Yeah.
it's down to the scholarship because as you know, we come up to a system where not everyone get an opportunity, but for some reason, the 12 tribes promotion of and I wouldn't say promotion, but the way we have the Bible as a very key element of what we deal with, it actually I would say promoted scholarship and to ones who had scholarship or I don't know if everybody understand, but scholarship meaning an intellectual base, you know what I mean? So ones who had that they gravitated to that side of Rastafari rather than because you know that's why in my father's house there are many mansions. You know, so a man where in the bush where I see some very, you know, deep things and I move and I char iron and him zeal up and him thing there. Normally them man they wouldn't venture towards 12 tribe. You know what I mean? So there's still another mansion for him. So now being here about would I take in and bridging the way I deal with more the you understand the rootical vibration of the thing. So 12 tribe was a lot about the literacy of Rastafari, and so it attracted that type of person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the business. So the I family was one of the original families of the 12 tribe of Israel, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, my family was my father really, as him say, him in the bush one day, a country, and you know him say him have a vision and him see red, green, and gold all over the vision and all kind of them time is my father is a bushman, you know, him grew up down at Duncan Chilani and him love them places, you know. But as him still have him connection in the town, same way at a place called 35 Lane, you know, Walton Park, them place there, you know. But him say him in the bush and him had a vision and him a fall asleep and him wake up. A period you know go them did a scene of the vision. So him go so boom and come out on the front page now and you don't know where the car taxi them and everything and move and him say a bus a fly past. And when him look at pure red, green and gold banner man in the bus and him say, this is it. So right away he just find himself at town and say I'm gonna find them people like I'm hear about it long time, you know what I mean? So and my mother now running away from I would have said, you know, cause my mother born I would have said in a middle class household or one of them household there where my grandmother used to make like clothes for the people in government to do pantomime and all
Okay,
of these,
okay.
you know what I mean? And my grandfather now used to work and he did have a company where deal with a whole heap of like woodwork stuff and building chairs and carpentry and just you know overall one stop shop. He actually had a big role in the building of the national arena. You know what I mean? That
Okay.
was my grandfather. So
Okay.
she grew up in that type of lifestyle, but my grandfather had wanted nothing to do with Rastafari. My mother said when she was a little girl and Rastafari came to Jamaica and she watched it up on the TV and she watched it and so my grandfather come around and get mad and say, oh, turn off that right now and boom
Wow.
and he turn it off and when him gone go disappear again, she go back and go watch it same way because you don't know the interest is in the spirit,
Yes.
deeper than what he
Yes.
must say, you know what I mean? So those are them kind of rooticalness, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
that is
things
it.
that
That
come
is
from.
mighty. So they
So my father used to be
united.
the pudding man, you know, the pudding. Them call him pudding char in a 12
Okay.
tribe. That was his name all over the world, pudding char, because he used to bake puddings, and my mother used to be a part of the sewing body. She used to make clothes
Okay.
and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, man.
So crucial. So you came up seeing 12 Tribe in its heyday with Jah Love Sound and one, as you said,
Yeah, man.
the dance, because there were some legendary dances, and I know that anywhere Jollof played, the whole 12 tribe, reach on there and
Yeah, man.
whole storm
The
around
two
the place.
stick, the two stick, the two stick gate dance are the most legendary for me. Like I wasn't there, but the two stick, one of them said there was no gate, no fence, and it's
Okay,
two stick, two posts that's put up, and everybody have to walk through that and line. Nobody run, not about like an open field, brother. so,
okay,
so that. And everybody join the line respectfully and go through the two stick them like it's a gate. So to me,
wow,
them thing that teach me the discipline of what Rastafari was trying to bring to the world,
yes,
order. Yeah, and it's a very memorable thing with 12 Tribe too when we used to go to dance and in that HQ at Oak Road. You had lines gone all the way down to Kingsway, you had lines gone way back on Cleveland. People, nobody now try and encroach. Everybody just
yes.
take them time and just go through.
Nice. So you're talking somewhat in the past tense. Do you think that that still exists, or is that still happening in Jamaica? That
Well, in the
orderly.
12 tribe, in the 12 tribe, it still happens, because these ordinances have been set
Okay.
mostly by the prophet and people really, even the elders there now. There's a lot of, as I say, miscommunication and misconstrued energies and things like that happening in all of Rastafari world. But I would just say, even the elders that are there now still try to uphold these very principles because the principles are there as a guideline. We see it as a guideline to a better self, to a better
Yes.
human being, a better, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
yeah, we try to uphold it same. And we still see it all over Rastafari. There's a lot of breakdown happening because, as we said, the elders them get weak. So when they get weak, you don't really have the force again for reinforce or for, you know what I mean? So some of the youth them not really. But I mean, even before Rastafari was, there was carnage in the earth. You know what I mean? So we still see that the spirit of the Most High will find its way through the youth them and balance back the things same way.
Yeah. Is I and I generation Ras Micah, that have to set it, We
Yes,
are
I.
the
Yes,
adults
I.
now, and we have children now. We are the adults. This is what
Yes,
I've
I.
been telling my brethren and my sister. We can't look at the elders again.
Yeah,
Other
man,
than
them
to
that's
care them.
gone.
We
That's
have to
gone.
care them. That's all we have to do is give thanks for what them do and care for them and
Yes,
make
sir.
their life to be so wonderful. But in
Yes,
terms
sir.
of setting the order, that is I and I. But I don't want to run away and we don't go through your high school experience. What was it
Okay.
like for the I as a Rastafari youth in a Jamaican high school?
Well, I mean, I had a
And
good
which high school
experience
did you
in
go? Which
I had
high
a good
school did you
experience in high school still, I mean, I can't really, I went to Excelsior, for most of my high school time, which was really, positive. That's where I learned that I could have sing. I mean, I played football for most of my life, so I was really thinking of playing for like Real Madrid or Liverpool when I was growing up, because I played a lot of ball. So high school days, like in third form, fourth form, I start realize, oh, you can sing and join a group called Phenomenon. Just the other day, I talked to them bridging there after a few years now, and this was like, singing songs like Boys to Men, we don't even talk anymore. Them type of, you know what I mean? So them think that, as a youth, even though I grew up in a 12 tribe, I had the love of the beauty of what the world could offer, you know what I mean? So, and my parents never really put me on a certain boundary. I have to read my chapter and stay on a certain balance still, but still, they gave me the freedom to express and to learn of what was in the world, So give thanks to that. And that was a reason why even my parents never made me have locks at birth, even though I was born in the 12 tribe. Because they
Yes.
wanted me to get that experience of just what the world, yeah, and it made me make my own choice. So going through high school, we have the girls thing and we have the sports thing, what I mean? As we say, we play a whole heap of ball and did pretty well also in academics, what I mean? That was really
Okay.
good, to know that I could come out being an all round individual, what I mean? So
That's
and
so.
that's where I met people like Jah Ova Evil, with Ija and Janai, we became like inseparable, pouring through school and growing into music and you know what I mean? So magical experiences going through school.
I'm glad you touch on that because, of course, I'm overseas and we're hearing about this explosion taking place in Jamaica of Rastafari consciousness amongst the youth them and we keep hear this name Jah Ova Evil. We keep see this thing Jah Ova Evil. Please give us a outlet. Before you do that, when did you put on your locks? Was it in high school or before, or high school or after high school? When did you decide to put on a covenant?
Yeah, man, it's after high school. Actually, after when I left Excelsior, I went to JC to do sixth form. And then after I leave sixth form, now I start. I had a bad injury playing Manning Cup at the high school boy football team in Jamaica. So I had a very bad injury the first season. My shoulder got messed up. I played the second season, shoulder got even worse. And then when you finish school, you're thinking of actually going to college. At that time, I was trying to get to Howard University or FIU,
Okay.
and I went into like a massive period of like I think it was depression, because I went to the US, couldn't get the scholarships because of the injuries, and I had big operations that my parents couldn't afford. So I just gave up on that dream, came back to Jamaica, and I started before I left, I went to do like some summer jobs at a law firm called Patrick Bailey and Company. You know what I mean? So I came back. They went to the law firm, started to get back in that whole motion of the assistant paralegal duties, and you know what I mean. So I was doing that for a while, and then I started to realize that in this world that I am now is a very tricky world, and I see a lot of very weird stuff happening and strange stuff, not from the world that I am in. So at
Yeah.
that point, I decided that if I didn't grow my locks now, what I mean, I would end up in compromising positions, you know what I mean, because this is the world of money and the world of business, and it's not spiritually endowed, So I think at about 21, I think at 20, ending of being 20, I decided, yo, let's grow my locks, So they know that I'm a Rasta, even though they know me a Rasta. I was a well-bred youth, So it would be very easy for people not to really realize that I'm a Rasta youth, because I
Yes.
try to do academia well and speak well and present myself well as my parents taught me, So just locks up, come and say, yo, this is going to separate me and make people understand, say, yo, this is my deal. So
Yeah.
yeah, at that
Yes.
time.
Okay. So you're coming in. So when you met these brethren from Jah Ova Evil, give us that history.
Well, I met Ija and Jenna basically. I think in second form, I met them before, but because their mother, Auntie Patsy, and they all had that 12 tribe history as well. You know what I mean? So we all grew up in the 12 tribe history. But when we started, I went to Excelsior and they went to Excelsior, and when we reached second form, I was in a very bad class where I was licking heads with bad company. You know what I mean? And a teacher in the class really saw that I had potential, and she was like, "Yo." I mean, how are we gonna get you to focus on your work or not be in all these bad companies? So she moved me. She took me out of the class I was, and she put me in a class called eight. It was 8-2 at the time in Excelsior. And when I went in the class, Ija was in the class. You know what I mean? So and then 8-1, which was right behind us, had Janai. So Ija and Janai. So from that time, and then we had a Rasta youth in the school. Even though I never had locks, they knew I was Rasta, and I knew. You understand? So we just connected, started to roll our vibes, and then I was started to go down to their house, which was in Vinnertown, which became the famous 10 and a half. So them
Okay.
time we used to go down there and link up with, and they had a little brother, little Joe. We became basically the mantle of our movement, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
just from there, it just grew from strength to strength. Them days me used to really just go down there, even time to watch Dragon Ball Z and just par, you know what I mean? And then that broke out into me finding out that they were playing wicked drums like Funde and Repeater, and I said, "What, the money are musically crazy." And then we meet Simba, which was their stepfather, he was a master drummer, and then the
Okay.
whole musical experience just got bigger and bigger for me because I started to venture into instrumental, because I realized that I wasn't as good a drummer as them. So it's like, all right, oh, we're gonna do this though. We have to go find our way to do my thing. So I started to play guitar. Yeah, I mean, so
Okay.
I realized I never touched with the guitar and I could sing, and so as I say, the musical things start grow from this. So that was way in second form. Like, and when I started to go to that law firm now, and Patrick Bailey and all of that, I started to link them at Exed. They were going to Exed at that time. I was working, because when we leave school, I'd have to go straight into working because my parents never had it. I couldn't
Yes.
finish and go to law school. Those things were like another part of the
Yes.
depressive stress that I went through.
Yes.
So when me I work at the law firm, we go link them, and you know, with their excel, the whole vibes, pure musical vibe, and just being teenagers and doing what we do. And it was, as I say, it was a magical time. This was at a time where at that school we had brilliant, you know what I mean, creatives. We had people like every other career from nomads, you know, people, you understand? All
Okay.
them one day, yeah, you know what I mean? All of the nomads them basically was exed students. And you had Aubrey
Okay.
Hall, who's dance expressions now with Shelly. You understand? They were at exed at the time. You had Jaffil, who
Okay.
was another singer who Bridget who we grew up with, was at exed at the time. You had Kazam, you know what I mean? So it was a
Big up
melting pot
that.
of what
Yes.
Jamaica knows now as its creative base. That was like, yeah, a melting pot. You know what I mean?
So was Jehovah Evil? It was kind of like just an open mic yard kind of vibes. What was it? The
Well,
essence was
The actual Java Evil energy came from Joe. You know what I mean?
Joe.
Before Joe, we had our studio vibe where John and I get some equipment from our brethren, I never forget, from England, and the guitars, and them time we don't know nothing about engineering and them thing. And John and I just string it up and say we're gonna kick off the thing, and them time we are part Gavin too of Equinox Music. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
some kind of thing that happened between Gavin and John at the time, and Gavin was the engineer because he knew about the computer stuff, building rhythms. We were basically voicing on his rhythms. And then after a while, John and I say, yo, I will just learn this thing and I get this big book and him start read. And that's how I learned engineering too, because I followed his example. So he
Okay.
learned the thing and started to build music in the studio. I remember people like Tifa. We used to vote, there's still now a magical song that John and I recorded for Tifa much years ago called Beautiful Day, but it's never been
Okay.
released. But
Never
them
been.
time, as me say, melting pot. People like O'Neill Peart and them, we were just in one yard making music. And then Joe thing happened. Like Joe got sick, started to mash up. Them time there, we
Okay.
didn't really know what to do about that. So we have to just live through it, and Joe passed out and thing, and
What
we
was the
just decided,
cause?
say, we're going.
What was the
That's
cause
how
of
we say we're gonna call ourselves Java Evil because he
okay.
passed out, and his name was Java. He changed his name from Little Joe right before he passed out. I don't know if everybody. There's an interview on the YouTube now that people can check out where I talk about it, and I say, yeah, I'm to sing a whole heap of song about the girls and this and street thing and this and that, but now Rasta youth, and right now I feel like I need to sing some more thing about my Rasta energy, and so I changed him name to Java Evil. So all of them thing that was to we like prophetic, like powerful, like you don't know what happened, but it just happened, and then him gone, and we have to just face it. So we say, all right, like I said, Java Evil. Right before that, Chronics did start come at the Java Evil camp. Um, at that time, we have different names. You know what I mean? We never even named Java Evil, but I'm say we say we're gonna name Java Evil now, and Teflon and Chronics still are coming in, and Teflon is the man who build rhythm, zinc fence. Chronics come in. I think Chronics them originally did want to do something with Joe, like some kind of, I must say Joe was like sick, Joe was really musically very talented. So
Yes.
across the board, all of them the youth in the industry like Taros, Riley, and all of them you doing great Joe. So so when Chronics come, the vibe start again, as I say, when Joe drop out, Chronics decides I'm gonna stay at 10.5 because the energy there. I would just call ourselves Java Evil from that. So from that, the actual Java Evil that people know today was born, where me and the twins and Infinite and Chronics and Empress Sativa became like a performing kind of a group. Not really a group, but we're just
Yeah, a
bridging and we
collective.
touch the
Yeah,
road, all our way touch stage
collective.
together, touch road together. That's how we used to do it, you know what I mean?
So
So that was just the Java Evil.
that explains why the Rastafari energy was so prominent and the root of it. So I'm gonna give thanks for that clarity. Cause
Yes,
I
sir.
think Chronic's video was the first time I heard Jah Ova Evil for true,
Yes, sir.
where we got that consciousness. So you connect the dots right there, Sophie, I and I. I'm gonna give thanks. Big up Empress Sativa. And I
Yeah, man.
sister.
General.
Yeah, man, we love Empress.
General.
All of the ones them where you call, are special souls. So in terms of this uprising that was taking place, what year are we talking about? Just for those, let's put some context around it.
Well, the uprising actually started between 2007 to
Okay.
2013. In
Yes.
2007, we put on a show at the 12 Tribe HQ called Soul Israel Showcase, which was in association with the Motherland Promotions. These were the sisters of the 12 Tribe, and there's never been anything youth oriented in the 12 Tribes. So they came to us as they saw that we were together as a group of youth, and them say, "Yo, we want to come be a part of this thing and see what we can." So we decided to create a show, a showcase in the night. So they had in the daytime like a nice festive vibe, like we'd go to Kingston Night Market. They had something
Yes.
like that. And then in the nighttime, we set up a nice stage show with people like Pepper. Mr. Pepper, them time is a 12 tribe. That's the brother of Steely, who
Yeah.
died from Steely and Clevie. So he
Yes.
was like a very prominent DJ at that time. And our brethren grew up together. And we had
Yes.
Pompey Judah, we have Empress Sativa, with our first stage show in history. You know, we had people like Aya Inge, Israel Voice, a lot of names that people don't even know today. So when we put on that stage show,
Big up Pampy Judah to him. There Tanzania,
straight.
don't?
If Tanzania hold it up, man,
Yeah,
Jado.
big up Pampy.
Big
Long time
up
I
Ellie
hear them name
Ekima.
there. Long
Yeah,
time
man,
I hear
Jado,
them name
man.
there.
Original thing, man, and a joke thing, man.
Yes,
So we put
yes.
out the 25 youths came together in a little like a in a cooperative, and we put on that show. And so that was like to me like Donisha was actually the MC of that show. You know what I mean?
Okay, big up
So that
Donisha.
was that kick off a whole energy of youth things. That right after that show, Uncle Billy come to me and say, "Yo, me youth them I start a thing over Jamnesia, you know, play some music and way. So boom, we end up over Jamnesia. So that started the next massive thing. And then Donisha now decided, yo, we need to do something down my grandfather place because every year, you know what I mean? So that's where the big thing that you see happening at the museum right now, which happens now, that actually started via Donisha years ago. This was like in 2009 or you understand or 8 or them
Yes.
time there. You know what I mean? We're just Naya Bingy. We have play some drums and we have a guitar, sing. There was no stage. It was like me, Uprising, Roots, Kazam, and then the first few years was that, and then the third year, Sizzler came, whole lot of little vibes with the Naya Bingy family, and you know what I mean. And then after that, IRFM came involved, digital, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? So as I say, everything is rooted, brother. Like in
Yeah, man.
reality, you know.
I was seeing some of these things from the periphery, so it's good for hear the genesis
Yeah,
and the
man.
uprising and the lineage of it. Because I
Yeah.
want also get into what has happened to the energy, but we'll get to that down the line because this is also repair and restore work what we are doing right now.
Yes, sir.
Because we have to prepare ourselves for this coming Gideon, because the battle is just getting warm right now. So
So get warm.
we have to bring this thing forward again and learn from the mistakes. I'm gonna ask something. I'm gonna put on my creative attorney hat now. When this Jah Ova Evil was happening, was there any kind of talk about business between the brethren and sistren, or was it just free flowing?
Yeah, man, a straight free flowing, man. We had no business thing was happening. We went to shows together. We just performed. Them time they even because Donisha was so close to us, we ended up doing a lot of stuff for her, like some small acoustic gigs run a Mali museum. And I think one time, I remember one memorable trip where we all went to Morgan's Harbor to perform at an acoustic thing. Me and Chronix performed, and the whole of we did there, Kelly San, the whole crew, and as we said, just beautiful energy. It had nothing to do with money, had nothing to do with no business. We were young, you know what I mean? Everybody was very young, you know what I mean? I was like me and John and them are basically the oldest of the group because Chronix them was like 18 and stuff like that. We were in 26 and 24. You understand? So
Yes.
we were all very young. So that we were just enjoying life and being fearless and feeling invincible, you know what I mean?
Because I have a thesis that I work with, that Jamaica has always produced these waves of Rastafari. Because if we look at, we talk about Bob Marley, but it was really Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, Bunny Wheeler,
Exactly.
Jacob Miller.
Whole
There
crew.
was a whole wave of
Burning
youth,
spear. Yeah,
and they
man.
were youths at the time. We look at them now as elders, but if we look at it from where
Exactly.
we did right now, they were
Exactly.
youths. You know,
Youths.
we because Bob
Yeah,
Marley
man.
died as a youth to I now as a 40
Ganja.
plus man, you know what I mean? So, and then we
Gotcha.
look at, so that was a wave, and that
Yeah,
way
man.
we didn't take care of the business, although we have to big up Bob Marley, who had the vision and really set his own personal, at least a framework. He never do it fully, because there were gaps and things did happen. But he set a framework in terms of tough gang, the pressing plan. He had a
Yes, sir.
vision. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
So that
But
was
to
what.
put into to
Yeah,
put
go ahead.
into perspective, the business as it was, as I say, we were free flowing friends. Basically, we
Yes,
were all friends. You know what I mean? I knew even Kabaka before we started to know that we could do music. You know what I mean? And
yes,
I grew up with Abby, so we were all friends. So the business aspect was always on the back of our minds, really and truly, because we were all from a learned perspective.
yes,
Now, that is not something that you could say for all Rastafari community, especially back in the past. But most of the youths within this community of this time were very learned and they were very
yes,
intelligent, and you understand, so understood. And then me, I played a very I would say a very integral role in the first part because I tried to learn a lot about publishing and copyright and
okay,
all that stuff. So when everybody started to make the music and it started to be recognized and go out, that's when I basically started to sign up people like Chronics to BMI, basically everyone. I signed up everyone in the movement, made sure they had proper representation of their copyright and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
give
So
thanks, give
this
thanks.
even though I said that we were free flowing, we still, because of our level of literacy, were able to have a handle on that side. And
Yes,
then also we saw that there was a massive corruption within the music industry, which is why we even did it the way we did it together in our little studio and we think. And that forced us again to use people around us to become the people that would represent our music. Like, Chronic did have bands and Kiki and Shades, the
yes,
man. And I
yes,
me,
yes,
me and
yes,
you, Kimisha, my manager. You understand? Even
yes,
though
yes,
the Empress Sativa's husband, Chris is her manager. You understand?
yes, yes, yes.
So these are steps that we took consciously because
No, I
it's not that we
definitely
wouldn't.
your
Yeah, we would have
generation.
wanted stronger representation in terms of management, in terms of people who know the business and have connections and blah blah blah. But we saw that there was a lot of, deep seated corruption, and we didn't want to be a part of that.
I definitely, say that the IDM generation did the best with what happened. But where I was going is that Bob Marley wave come and gone, the business wasn't taken care of.
Yeah,
And then we had
true.
another wave with Garnet Silk, Kalanji, Capleton, Richie, that whole revival
Yeah,
when Rastafari vibe take over again. So what I'm saying is that this energy continues to happen in Jamaica. There are waves. I feel a next wave is coming now. And, and no, for real. But are we
yeah,
gonna be
man.
prepared?
Always.
Are we going to be prepared is what I'm saying and learn so that each iteration, because I think Sizzler them, Capleton and all of those ones did a little better in terms of business than
Yeah,
even the first generation, and then the item come
definitely.
take it to a next level too. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But
sir.
now this is where we are. We don't control venues. We don't
No.
control, we don't have a central Rastafari publishing. I know 12 Tribe of Israel have a virus, what it need strengthening to, but we don't have a
Yeah.
central record label that we say is a Rastafari own, major label where I push out, you know. Music is still our biggest export. If we consider ourselves a nation or a people or you know, our biggest export then of GDP would be the creative industry, the music and the
Yes,
culture.
sir.
What are the mechanisms that we have controlling these? This is what my concern is right now, because
And
I look
as you talk
at
about that, I was at a recent function up at Skyline where this was a part of the function. They were talking about, mostly the ganja
yes,
industry, you know what I mean,
hmm
and what we can gain from that. But to be honest, I believe that the Rastafari community is approaching a lot of these things in the wrong way. This is my
okay,
opinion. Yeah.
yeah, man,
So ganja is one element of what we have had, within our midst for ever since. Yeah,
yes,
but
yes,
it is not what defines us. You understand? And I believe that if we, especially in terms of a governmental perspective, like even now that we have been given sacramental rights here in Jamaica, this gives us a legality in terms of a framework that we have never had because
yes,
we can now say that we are recognized as a people, yeah,
yes,
legally.
yes,
because of that very simple, law. So now, may I say why we don't attack a perspective of we have been a people over the years that have come to bring a goodness to the world. Now, many might not see it and many might be scared of it and whatever, but in reality, the history can show it that that is what we have come to do. In respect of marijuana and all these things, we have promoted these things, yes, we have used these things, yes, but it is now shown that for all of the beatings, all of the lives that have been destroyed in terms of being imprisoned and all these things over the years, a lot of children who have been basically not given the right resource because their parents were just swept out of the wave just because of a little marijuana or a little spliff or a little whatever. So I'm saying, why not attack the larger governments of the world and these things with these types of issues and show that we are not just coming to say that we want um, legality with marijuana or whatever. We're showing that we are a people that have been alienated and really downgraded and done all types of economic wrongs to over the years. So we deserve in this time to be not, if you don't want to say compensate us, like big financial work right away. You have to give us the frameworks where we can actually do these things for ourselves, where we can create dispensaries and we can have these things, you understand, put in place. The government, this is a responsible, for me, it is a responsibility of all governments across the world. Because Rastafari, most of its life of trading has been totally downgraded in terms of economics, in terms of a lot of things because of ganja. And it is now one of the biggest sellers in the world. You understand? So I'm saying we are advocating through the ganja laws and these things. Yeah, but we need to advocate to higher courts. We need to advocate for higher things, like a reparation of what we have been through as a people, instead of trying to just get some little laws passed so we can have this over this side. You understand? That is my view. I believe that is how we are being blocked because we are not together as a people. We can have, like you'd have a thing set out and you say, all right, me have three people from this side of the world, that side of the world, and we are Rastafari, and we are representing all the mansions of Rastafari within the Caribbean, within all diasporas. And this is our plea right now, or this is our case, or we are going to get a lawyer to deal with this for us. For me, this is what is lacking. This is what it lacks. So we have different voices, we have different fronts coming from different areas, but we don't have a central thing to really go at. You know what I mean? And help
I
us.
have good news. I have good news for the eye, and I come with good cheer because what the eye is saying is happening in real life. I have some information to share with the eye, and we
That's
need
right.
the eye strength too because there is a all mansion effort that is going on around the Sacramental Ganja. There's actually a rally coming up, and there is a plan being put together how to attack this thing properly, and we need the strength of the 12 tribe of Israel. I've been in touch with Brother Sangi, but we need young energy. So I go and reason with the eye offline
Yes, sir.
about this, but what they are saying is actually happening in real life. So me give thanks
Real
that the
time.
hive mind is there,
Yes,
because
sir.
the family is coming together, but it need more strength. And
No,
this is lead
definitely.
us to the topic of this conversation, which is what is the role of the singers and the players of instruments. We look at the psalmists and King David brethren them, the sons of Korath, who said that the singers and the players of instruments shall be dear, all I and I springs are in thee, Psalm 87. And this is one of the central psalm of Rastafari, because it says Ethiopia is in the psalm. However, when we look at the real world application of this, the singers and the players of instruments shall be there. What does that mean? Will they be there talking about underneath the girl them? Will they be there talking about the long gun where them a bust and bust up man head? You know what I mean? We have to kind of define this singers and the players of instruments shall be there. What is the role? As a ballad coming into the movement when I was at Howard University, you know what I mean? I came into the movement them time the Sizzler, Capleton around the place, and we are listening these songs. And one of the biggest surprise I had was how far the grassroots work was from the artists. I thought it was just one movements, you come in at the movements and everybody, you think say you go Bingy, you go see Sizzla and Richie Spice over there, so and you go see that one there. And when I came in the movements, I mean, never see that. I was shocked, you know what I mean? And then learning more as you mature in the faith, you know what I mean? Because you're a youth, so them time that you're naive. But when you mature, you see how large the gap is between the artists and the people who are the frontline workers who day in and day out I do the Rastafari work, the ones, and that's one of the reasons I built this channel, Ras Micah, is because I wanted to highlight the people them that don't do interview,
Yes, sir.
who are do the work, who are keep the integrity of the trad. And
Yes,
that's
sir.
why purposely I stayed away from artists for the first couple of years of this channel because I didn't want to build it on artists and
That, yeah.
their audience and their thing, because I realize there's a huge disconnect. But the time has come to bring these two together because I do think the item have a role to play in, and I have to include myself because I'm an artist too, but me just ignore my artist side. But we have a role to play in terms of accelerating the work, in terms of the capital and making people aware. What is the I view on what the role of the artist is for this Rastafari movements?
Well, I mean, it's like, first of all, remember what reggae was in the original, time. Reggae was, as them say, was like the people in newspaper. You understand? So this thing has been branded. A lot of things that reggae was has been branded. So you have some artists now where we just tell us say him just a writing at the newspaper. Him not really that is for him job. You understand? So him not really say I figure out every night I being here, I figure this so I figure this so. You understand? So as me say, you have different elements of Rastafari for me. You understand? And different roles that people will play. The people them that are grassroots are also from, remember I said the artists them, most of them is also from the grassroots. So some of them played that role even before them so-called boss. You understand? Some of them, not all of them, because some of them you don't know just boss them alone. But some of them played that grassroots role before them even boss, them in the street and you see them there function and them you understand, and a strength with them for strength. But I believe that within reality and within honesty, as a member of the whole world of artists, it is very demanding to be an artist. Yeah, one, and it is also very demanding to be an artist at the top of your game. Yeah, far more demanding to be at the top of your game because that is when you're actually in demand. So when you're in demand, it's like as me say, in your mind now, you have to go to Colorado, you have to go to Dallas, you have to go to Philadelphia, you have to go to Ray. By the time the week done, you done go to 5 different country. You understand? And as we say, you're singing the newspaper. So it is quite easy after that now for your artists to just cock up them foot and say, boy, I'm tired. I'm doing enough work. You understand? Quite easy. And I've seen these things happen even over the years with some of the elders them where you have some elders that come to me and tell me, say, boy, when we did make money and when we are tour and I do these great things as young people, we never really did have no plan for no youth or we never did have never put nothing in place and you understand? So because Rastafari world is a very spiritually endowed thing where most people is of the spirit them are deal and it's not really say a man a run down money and them thing there. I think these things have created an illusion over the years where we have disregarded infrastructures of business and just putting things in place that can make our next generation serve from it. And case in point, that is happening to a lot of the houses of Rastafari right now, even in 12 tribe, I would say. You
Yes.
understand? Where you don't really see things going in place where a future generation can benefit from. So I
All of the
think
houses, yeah, man.
exactly. So I think it's something that we have to break because as you said, there's a distance, and the distance comes from a mentality and a teaching. Now, our elders or the elders before our elders would have had a certain teaching. Our elders would have come to maybe put a two cents on that, and then we come to put our next 2 cents on where them put on. So that are the key to me. It's like nothing in the world or in life or in Rastafari or whatever is set. We are a becoming. We are always a becoming. Yeah. So if we are a people, if we are once we are in this plane of existence, we are becoming. So what we have to become now is what I speaking of, and what we all have in our hearts and minds. That we need to move it from that stage where, Rastafari is chanting. It's, yeah, we have to structure now so that we can have it down in the line. We're still continuing what we're doing and still being able to care for what we need to care for. So I don't think is anything that is a shortcoming of anyone per se, or it's something to say that is a problem of anyone or whatever. I think it's just from a step of generation to a next step to a next step, and who should be adding. As it says, our time now, so we have to add now this piece where we are set to add. So we move it forward. You know what I mean?
Generally, yes. And what I interviewed Dwayne Stevenson on this platform, and I asked the question, and I asked every artist on this platform the same question. I don't hear, it's been a long time that I've heard a song that glorifies majesty or talk about repatriation. Dwayne Stevenson said them song they make a studio every day, but we just not hear them on road, And the last song I called was early in the Reggae Revival with Janai New Name,
Yeah.
Ibamar, How Great Is Him, them type of song there. That was just the glory, the glory I bust out of the youth, them and the praises in
And
popular.
these songs put the platform on a higher plane.
Yes,
So
I.
so so you really wonder why is it that these things are not exercised in more volume. You understand? Sometimes them things that puzzle me too. Like when you see a certain type of energy, put an artist on a certain platform, and then as soon as them get on the platform, you start hear a whole heap of different things. You wonder they're trying to be now be Lenny Kravitz or John Legend or So I mean it's an expression. But as I said before, everybody's free to make their expression, but in the Rastafari community, we have to have a consensus of, playing a role. But back in the day, songs from cultures were to enhance the culture or to show the plight of the culture. Yeah. So I think we have gone away from that, and this is not only in Jamaica, but all cultures of the world now seem to be in this melting pot of modernity. So we don't have a Jamaican culture anymore, or an English culture, or African. We have a modern culture which the world is now eating
Yeah.
from. Yeah. And I believe this is what the issue is for us, in that we are not indigenously looking at the issues of our culture and our peoples and trying to remedy them through songs, through business, through whatever.
You sound like you agree with I, so we need more of them song there. It sound
Yes,
like
sir.
that's what the I say.
Definitely, we definitely need more of them songs. But
Because
them
I
song that me
know,
say is not the reason why I say it in the way I say it is because
yeah,
them song that don't just come because a man decides I'm gonna sing a song like that. You understand? I just say that them song they come because of a wave that the Mosai has initiated. Yeah.
yes,
And he initiates this wave every time when he say the people them lacking a certain thing or falling down a certain path. So
yes,
as we
yes,
say, me can't match out for you and tell you why it is that me think this way. But in my mind, as I say, the stages are in its perfection to bring us to where we need to go. You know what I mean? So
yes,
it's just
yes.
we know have to just do instead of, as I say, just go and chill. We have to just do.
We have to do. And as you say that, you made me think of something. That whole wave that came, big up Dirty Bookman, you coined it the Reggae Revival. That
Yeah.
whole wave that came, when you look at what was happening in Jamaica, it was some dark time because that was the whole Klansman, the whole heap of darkness did a go on. Murder rate was very high them time there at Jamaica. Lot of gang, Mobile,
Yeah,
catch
man.
fire.
Yo, Chronics can tell you. Chronics can
Yeah,
tell you. That was the consensus of our musical energy that for the whole period. That was the Jehovah Evil consensus to
highly,
remove the demonic nature from the music that was in Jamaica. And as
highly.
and that's why when behind curtain bus and everything, there you see that more beautiful music, even though it talk about the street, the sound of it, and obviously Clarence is a genius melodically. It's like one of them geniuses where we're blessed with, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
man.
you could hear the musicality and the beauty of the musicality going into a different direction, which served massively for Jamaica at that point. You understand?
Massively.
So our whole being as you them time was just to remove that demonic energy. Selassie, I know. We can tell you that.
Give thanks for the confirmation because I always thought that, but the I confirm it for I and I was there. So me give thanks for
Yeah,
that. And
man,
I,
appreciate so much.
I don't want the eye escape. I don't know if the eye has ever been compared to Dennis Brown. But when I hear the eye voice, I feel that the eye is the Dennis Brown at this generation. The eye is the eye own thing, But
Yeah,
in
man.
terms of that silky roots voice, you know what I mean? The
Yes, sir.
eye has that voice. Have they ever heard a comparison like that before?
Yeah, man, I get a few comparisons over the years,
Okay.
between enough of the greats them, to be honest, you know what I mean? Because I write and my vocals, I form very, different pictures, my vocals don't form
Soul.
the same picture all the time, so I've been
Yeah.
compared to a lot of the greats. So really just that's where we cut from, that we listen to and build from. So and everybody who is going to come after I and I is that we ever build from a clock that was perfectly made. So we give thanks to them thing, man.
No, the eye have a soulfulness, that is for a youthful brethren, it's a timeless
Yeah,
energy and a timeless soul, and the eye is
that's right.
quietly building one of the most powerful catalog, lion log. Cause me not really hear the I miss. Me I tell the I the truth. Every song with the I have, you know what I mean?
That's
And Jamaica don't appreciate love, and they now go appreciate love for right now. But I don't know if one's really, cause I reason with my brethren, Ross Woolley all the time, and we reason about the eye, and the eye works, and we say we not understand how this brethren know. You know what I mean? Every radio station in Jamaica supposed to play the eye music. How the eye, this day I feel that the eye has been given the recognition based on the talent that the eye has been blessed with.
Yeah, man. I mean, when me younger, me used to say otherwise, but I just say you grew and you learn, and me realize, say, like when me I talk to Icon one time, Icon I say, yo, if a man over there say sing about wine up party and them thing, that him come for sing. You can't change him, you have to sing when you come. Me used to get very disgruntled when me see all some
Yes.
brethren them gone off in some direction and start this some little wild thing, and you know what I mean. And when I show me say no man, if that you come to sing, that you come to sing. And in reality, in a world where right now if I go inside right now, and my son say, yo, daddy wanna watch a movie, or we watch something together now and maybe I'm gonna say boom and flick on something. More than likely half of it going to be violent. You
Yes.
understand? I say violence, sex, and these things are even soft drinks. Me say I sell that. Even you understand? So in a world like that now, I me can have a Spotify channel where we can look and say, all right, my last album Jamaica, people have listened to it almost 3 million times. You know what I mean? When we look on
Okay.
them something there, we can't. You understand? We would have loved to be honest, to be making more in terms of an economic base, so we can make a good thing for my family, especially in Africa, and just balance and feel nice and say me good. You know what I mean? But me can't ball, man. Yes, man.
Yeah,
Whole
man.
heap of man we try for years and him sound and reach out them, man.
And I'm gonna talk today about setting up a creative ecosystem. I'm perfecting a model for creatives right now that allows for the monetization, focus.
That's what
To,
we want, bro.
to,
Honest
yeah,
monetization.
yeah, and sustainability, and
Yes,
it
sir.
comes down to what the ICI and I doing, which is building your community and having your community around you, your 100 or 1,000, core supporters, where really ensuring that the eye is ILA, and
Yes,
that
sir.
can be done with a $10 a month contribution. But we'll talk about them thing the off air.
Yeah, man.
Um, but just know that I am one of them supporter there that I have. Original Dread, give I man the inspiration for that song. King David killed Goliath with a stone. I'm original. That song there.
You sing the melody, that's what.
Yeah, man, that song that one of my favorite song in life, man, I tell you.
Come
And
on,
even
guys.
just when the horns them come in, the whole energy. Give me the history of that song there and how that song came to be.
That song, right? That song up at Gabriel still, up at Dub Club. Them telling me and Gabriel part
Okay.
thick and yarded them and close, Remus and good vibes.
Yeah,
So
man.
we used to go up there more time, was chill and thing and just a whole vibe. Them telling me I work on the original Jed album. I never need original Jed album still, but I was working with a youth in England called Will Tier, who's a very good producer, slash, musician, rhythm builder. And they work for Black Redemption, that's Raskush. Yeah, I mean, and Raskush do some things and he like my vibe. So him link me and say, yo, we do a thing. So I say, all right, let's see what we can work. And then we carry one of the tracks of a Gabri. There all our vibes. And them time I go through a little mental vibe where I think about enough things are going on in the world and how the oppressive nature of how Rasta have to live under. Because them time we go through as well, every time we keep a session, if the police come lock it off within no time, it's like we never there get no breathing room. And we say, but how this possible? You know what I mean? Rasta brought so much to Jamaica in terms of, economic wealth, just, international respect, So, I look on it and I say, Jah, no matter what them are going with him, David, as his majesty said, David still have a soul light in this time, you know what I mean? And then we start thinking about my father, which was at that time, my father got through some rough times, you know what I mean? In terms of him health and enough things. And you know what I mean? I said, boy, my father, see them man, they put out and work hard and try to hold them house together. And he's trying to do right by Rastafari, And him still I go through them things, So I say, all right, that one here for him, because him are the original Jed, really, because as me say, he did it from the original time and we see him hold it, you know what I mean? And could have, my father turned down like top quality job offers, time he was a top chef back in the day as a youth at Pegasus, and he turned down them things just for sight Rastafari and walk the way of Rastafari, So I say, yeah, man, just. And then, as well, the dub club vibe, the night as well, because them time we have a dub club, we call it church them time, because I just the whole of we are link up and reason and listen to music and, So, we just blend up all of that together and the original Jed came out,
Yes,
very inspirational tune for them
club
time.
need another documentary too. Gabby from you had to slide go down the hill there.
Yeah, is it?
So to see where it is now, me always big him up for that vision there. And that let me say that when I first went to Kingston Dub Club and I saw all of the different artists and everyone that was there supporting, I said this was what I had envisioned as a young Ras coming in, that how the vibes would be, you know what I mean? So
magic,
it was really a magical time. When I'm them early days there. So in terms of the eye is now a regular on the European festival circuit. What is that experience? What was the first trod to Europe like, and what is that experience been like performing in the European circuit?
It's been magical, man, as you say, to go out there and express, and bring the word, and to also give you a chance to heal in your own personal thing, cause when you have to express these words and these things that you write in songs to people, it also makes you reflect on your own, sometimes your own issues and sometimes things where you might have do bad in your life too, you know what I mean? So when you see how the goodness affect people, it does affect you in a good way, But my first tour to Europe, it was 2014. Me and Infinite, we go do I think Rotterdam, and we did a show in Poland and also another one in Germany. I think. So that year we did 3 festivals, I think. First year we only had 2 songs, Jet at the Control, which was a song that I put together with me and Sativa, and so that song did, as it dropped, we did do a video, like a little phone video, and edit it up and nicely and thing and put it out, and it really was, well received in Europe. The people must say, yo, this look mad, some young fresh youth that come and sang your song bad, so we get a nice forward with that, and we had Reggae Rocket after that, which was really powerful as well. So them 2 songs that we end up go up on the tour, we were booked by Rotterdam, we weren't paid, but they booked our tickets and thing, and in time as youth, they just try to get out there, So at that time, me and Infinite, it was really a tour that they were trying to book me on a tour, but at that time, as you say, we were a crew, and at that time, the whole thing did kind of change up, where Chronics did gone a different direction up on the hill and I do feel things different. So me did see it, personally, me did see it as a responsibility of mine to make sure say if me ever move or me get opportunities to move, I have to carry even one or two of the ones them way, we crew, So that was I added Infinite to the tour, and then we just go do it like a duet style. And the first I remember that we performed, I think on 3 stages at Rotterdam that year, because we were originally built. I didn't know when you just come in as a first act, them put you on them called showcase stage. I think they know them called the Lion stage. Showcase stage, and we also did the main stage, which was a blessing with Mellow Mood. Mellow Mood was some of the brethren from Italy them time we start build a band with, what I mean? And them they give us 2 songs, the same 2 songs then with and mash up the bass stage. Big up Rory Stolov anyway in there. You know what I mean? Rory Stolov gave us an intro which was befitting of like a Michael Jackson I come on the stage, you know what I mean? So big up Rory. Anyway,
big up, legendary.
Rory was the MC at that show at that Rotterdam, and trust me, him really, enough of our brethren did it too. Like Donisha did it, Jesse them did it, and Barker them, and you know what I mean. So it felt like family too, And that was the same show we met Van Benjamin at that show as well. You know what I mean? Which was another magical experience.
Yes,
legend. You know what I mean? We see him confound him in the Reggae University and speaking, so I say, yo, that legend is special.
Yes.
So yeah, man, that was magical. Actually, when me and Infinite come off of the main stage that night, we cried like couldn't before we come out, when I walk off, I cry like baby, like can't believe, say, you know what I mean? All of the hard work.
Yes.
Even though I feel it now, I come, cause it's a whole heap of hard work, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, we cried crazy, and then we went to the Dub Academy, which was like sound system thing, like Jalop. So you don't know how I think that. And we did it, and murder, man, wicked vibes again, and Barker come and wicked vibes with Barker. We are Exile the Brave, and so we meet Irish Soldier come in, and it was a magical time, that. And then we went to Poland, big long drive, I think about 16 hours. My Infinite catch up in one car stay, so first we go through them things and the car freeze. I will drive go Poland, reach Poland. The brother we book the show for it, Peter Arms house, mess up the thing, and so we couldn't even know what to do. And then Chronics them did up on the same festival in Poland, so we end up going to Chronics them room with Kiki them and eat some food and balance up, and you understand, family thing as we say. When we went to the festival, I don't know if people remember, but when Chronics just came out in the music and started to tour, and even Biggie some of the time, they used to have some big placards in the crowds. Like some of them saying Jah Ova Evil, some of them saying, you understand? But they used to have all the names of I&I on these placards, you know what I mean? All the names. These was very early days. I think one time I saw it on stage when Chronics was doing an interview. But this was very early days. So when we reached at the festival now in Poland, this youth just come up to it from nowhere, this big placard. And the man have every name. Every man have, let me say every name, every man have Empress Sativa, Chronics, Ija, Jana, man have everybody. And the man say, yo, you have to sign this for us. And you guys are here. And I said, blood, look at this. Infinite, sign it for him. And you know what I mean? So them thing that at first was first tour, so them thing was magical. Them thing was like, yo, Jah know the music reach people, them bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So did I ever reach Africa?
Yeah, man, I go Africa before I start tour Europe actually. I have Ija and Jana, them uncle, which is like my uncle still, Gabo, is he is a percussionist for the Lion King in New York.
Okay.
So I used to go up enough time and play with his group. He had a group called Ancient Vibrations. I think still does, but I don't know if they still perform. But basically singing stuff like Negro spiritual, Rasta chants, and original Naya Bingy stuff, And I did that for a few years. I even performed that at Rex Neckerford's memorial and stuff like that at St. Francis College. That's where I met, people like Monty Alexander and everything there, So I was doing that for a while, and then one time they created this documentary with a sister, and I don't remember her name right now, but she was a beautiful soul as well. She was a professor at the University of Philadelphia, and they created a documentary called Bad Friday, which was about the Coral Gardens incident.
Yes.
Yeah, so they took that documentary to the UK, and also to South Africa, singing my one song, I Live in Africa, then you know what I mean? I had many songs, but that song was so fitting for who we were and what we were dealing with, you know. So I sang it all over, you know what I mean, in the US, in the UK, in Africa, in South Africa, in Cape Town. So that first trip we went to Cape Town first, I think, and then that was on the waterfront. We stayed and we went to that shanty village, shanty town, massive shanty town in Cape Town, where the lady called, I think her name was Mama B. She was a
Yes.
Jamaican, and me I reason with her, and woman, right now I feel cold at that, but cold bumps that wash me, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. She passed away.
She passed
Mama
away, yeah.
Barrett. Mama Barrett.
Massive
Yeah.
shanty. Brother, let me tell you this, man.
Yeah.
There's no ghetto in Jamaica that looks like that. There's no ghetto in Jamaica that has. When I was driving from this is before we went there. No, we went from the airport to the hotel. And when I drive past the place, I talk about miles of zinc fence going along the roadside like this. And then when you look back now, far out, miles of zinc fence.
Wow.
It's not like a normal small place. It's a huge place, a ghetto place. So we went to the hotel and then we do a thing and we go back there for do a little ceremony with them and we met Mama B and she tell me how she came to South Africa at 16 years old. She burned her passport, so she's not going back home. That's what she told us. And then we did, you know, and them sing. Remember them sing a thing when they must say, fire, fire, fire. I never feel so much. I cry like a babe. Never feel so much like, you know, I know I can't even fathom what me did feel that night there, you know what I mean? But just I cry and I sing and people must sing and you want to hear harmonies, on top of harmonies and just the sound just as buzz, like it's unbelievable, brother. Like I never experienced something like that. And then we go after that. We left out of the place. It was like a community center, like piercing fencing, but like a community center, only for kids and people have all them vibes and them tell you some very powerful stories. Like even one story of a brethren where he was citing Rastafari. Them is like us in the 70s. When I went there, them is like us in the 70s. Them are cite Rastafari and I try to walk in a certain way and the system upon them. So it's like this. Brethren, them must say him must have been like a young budding Rasta. About the young youth now where decide say, him have of sight Rastafari and thing and so me here say the way them tell the stories like the police see the youth on the road and just target him and arrest him for no reason and lock him up and him then at the prison and every day the people them are going from the community and I say, yo. You hear me?
Yeah man. Clear.
Every day the people them are go from the community and I go to the station and I say, yo, let go the youth and them now let go the youth. And me I hear say no, one of the like the Sarge or the chief we run the station, him have a son, that's a police. See? And the police, the son now is like him feel away enough himself now and feel like, you know what I mean, the wrong thing I go on. And the son go and let out the man, brother. You understand? The son, police, let out the man, brother, and say, yo, go on to your people. I've obviously probably have to face him repercussions or whatever, but man, let out the man, brother. And that man became a part of the village. That same police became a part of the Rastafari village.
Okay.
So them kind of stories that when we just, them things that really, it's powerful. And then we go to South Africa again and go Johannesburg and go perform in one place called Town. A couple of shows we did there, one in an auditorium and the next one in a cafe. and performed with some musicians that played with Mira Makeba, so them thing there was like magical the first experience in Africa, magical.
Okay.
I learned about Credo Mutua as well. I went to his village, and saw this big statue of a black woman with big breasts sitting on a lion.
Yes,
Them,
yes.
them thing there is lifetime. You can't ever forget those things.
What was your impression the first time you step in Africa? What year was this? And what?
This was 2013, end of
Okay,
2012,
okay,
2013.
okay. So, what was your impression in terms of being in the motherland for the first time?
To be honest, I was overwhelmed. I really couldn't. Actually, at the end of that, I was almost, because the sister that was dealing with the thing from University of Philadelphia, she was a Jaffe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I was a youth. So at that time, I almost had a very conflicting, energy, because all I could see was how, my people were really enslaved, and really, I went to museums, I went to places where you could see whites here, blacks here. I went into places where there were ropes hanging in the ceiling from people who were hung, black people who were hung. I mean, seeing a lot of atrocities, seeing stories of some terrible things, kids being killed, where they have martyrs, like sections of the city where they put up different statues and stuff for them. You know what I mean? So I was going through all of that, to be honest. So I could not even bask at Africa as a Rasta man. I was a Rasta youth traveling to Africa for the first time. I was really overwhelmed by what my people had been through, to be honest.
Oh,
So last year I knew.
give thanks, give thanks. So, I really want again just take it forward to the present. Um, if they can just let us know what is going on with Micah Shemaiah, the Dreadites band. We're approaching the summer festival season once again. What are things looking like for the eye?
Well, every year is just we are doing thing. I mean, I don't know who knows, but I guess who knows. We don't really have booking and everything there, and management. We don't have a big team and a big label, so we just, sometimes we get, people show them respect and link us and say, all right, we want you to do this festival or these two festivals. We put out a flyer saying we're going to tour, and other festivals start to link us. That's basically how our thing goes. So right now we really in the motion of preparing the European tour. I have a few shows confirmed so far, so we just want to add shows to that. We're also venturing into the US this year, so we've
Okay.
recently, tried to push in that direction in terms of application and stuff like that. It's a hard road because to go out there as an artist and uh, alone is very expensive to move, especially from the shores of Jamaica, and then to carry a band with you to all over the world. It's not an easy thing, especially when you're not an artist who is raking in a bag of money and thing. So,
Yes.
but I do it because it's who I am. I pray that one day Jah will, bless me economically. What the man tell me say, yo, when you ask for blessing from Jah, you can't ask for money because Jah don't make money. You can ask for a mango, but you can't ask for money. So you know what I mean. So we still pray say, just find it in a little space at time in our lifetime for make we have a little more comfortable existence,
Yes.
economically. But we just do what we have to do. As we said, the Dreadites is there. Right now we have a show coming up, which was postponed last Friday with Muta. Hopefully coming up soon.
Give thanks.
And
Give thanks.
as we say, preparing for the US, preparing for Europe, the Japan. So that's a great note that I have to make the people them know. Big up all of the people them in Japan. Japan is really one of those places that honor Jamaica and honor reggae music. I can tell you that. So that was a massive experience as well. So look at and a lot of the artists them things are opening up over there. So enough of the youth them who are sing good music, can look forward to going to Japan, because the people them need the sound, they need the music, they need the liberty, they need the love. So yeah man. So we're still doing it, we're still doing it.
Give thanks. I've been reasoning with promoters here and ones, and there's actually a reggae roots conference that is going to be taking place here close to Washington D.C. and they asked Guy to
Wow.
come and reason. It's being put on by a virgin who have I don't know if you're familiar with Bamboo Station.
Yeah, man, I know about my station.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
band, right?
Yes, the band. Yes,
Wicked.
out of St. Croix. Yeah,
The
they're
Belgian from Netherlands introduced me to that band.
yeah, man. They're spearheading it, and they asked Guy to come there. But one of the things I've been reasoning with ones is that we really the ecosystem for roots music has to be really strategically planned and laid out. You know, it cannot be kind of haphazard because the youths them are moving in a different direction. So to really
Definitely.
cultivate that you know, it need a full package. The same way that happened with the Reggae Revival, where you had the cinematographers coming together with the artists, with the, you know, it wasn't, and this is one of the things I and I, Bridget Dottie Bookman, love to stress, is that that period was not just the artists. The artists were only one aspect, but
It's a
there were,
massive movement.
it was a
Massive.
move, yes.
Culinary, videography,
everything. So to reinvigorate, you would need something similar, because one of the things that made that wave a little bit different than the waves before it were the visuals that were coming out of Jamaica that looked like they were sponsored by the Jamaica Tourist Board. I thought the item had found some tourist board money, you know, to be honest.
As I tell you before, you know, that come from the same, like, you know, the intellect, the know-how of the times, you know, and I must say that Proto is, like, I would have said the pioneer or the forerunner of that, because when Proto did start job in visuals, the man I say, yo, that is a standard to move up to, you know what I mean? So I have to big him up for that, you know. He knows.
I have to big him up. And we have to big up the great Lana Bennett, because we have to, you know,
definitely, mother,
you know what I mean? Exactly. She's quiet, but she's also, you know, she have experience in the business. She know what's going on, and she has advised her son well, you know, and of course, Van Corleone, that link.
Everybody play them role, man. It's a role. I mean, everybody don't see eye to eye in every moment of the day or whatever. Sometimes you have differences and things like that. But for me as a youth, me as a Benji, you know, what I was taught is to divide the spoil, you know what I mean? So I have to set the thing as how it was, you know, and I said everybody played their role in what was a massive, just a massive education of life and love and just coming together to make something positive happen. You know, for me, that was what the whole movement was about, you know.
Definitely. And I think it created a blueprint as to what can happen, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of the pieces weren't fully in place because it wasn't able, the center didn't hold as we hoped it would hold. However, in terms of the manifestation, I think it proved what can be done, the potential, the latent potential that I have as Rastafari youths. You know, now for the next wave that's coming, because I keep telling ones, don't feel like, and all of them ones are still there, you know, but there's another wave that's going to come, you know, because that is what Jamaica does. Jamaica
that is what simple.
You see me, I say produce a wave of youth that's gonna come.
And the wave is all over the world, you know. I remember when we just go out of the world and we have meet some youth where have the same zeal as us, you know what I mean? Youth from South Africa, you know what I mean? Some youth in Hungary, some youth in Slovakia. We have booked some youth from some places where we would never even dreamed to go. But when we start going to the world, we realize that it was coined the Reggae Revival, so we had to deal with that name all over, even though it was a kind of a contentious issue for a while. When we went out there, we realized that we weren't the only ones that had this type of energy. You know what I mean? We were just the catalyst to ignite it within all the youths all over the world. But there were youths all over the world ready to be ignited, ready for just say, yo, make a change, make do something positive. You know what I mean?
And we weren't ready to harness that energy. However, as I say that, you know, we're still here. All of us are still
here.
And we have to now prepare to be ready. This is one of the reasons that I established the Association of Rastafari Creatives as a trade association, so that Empress Sativa was one of our founding members too. That I had a chance to work closely in the membership department with Empress during that time. She get busy now, so she step away. But there were others that came together, and I really want to invite the I and others to come and make we rally, because one of the things I was telling the youth them when I was encountering them in DC was that we have to build institutions around this thing, because the individual personality thing doesn't sustain long term. You know what I mean? We have to build the institutions that are going to help to foster this thing, make sure that it's sustainable and that we can control the ownership and the direction. Because once it start make money, then the other people institutions them start coming in, and they have institutions, so they
Exactly,
don't want to,
exactly.
you know what I mean. So if we don't have institutions different than different brands and camps, we have to have those institutions. I study the Cali Roots, for example. Big up Dan, all of them man, they over there with Cali Roots. But what they did with the Cali Roots, and then they had the Ineffable Records, and then they had the Root Fire, which is the non-profit, and how they balanced those two and were able to create a whole ecosystem to this day. They run reggae music in America through institutions.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I mean? And it's a thing that I
Works.
study and I watch them, and I like I say, I tip my hat off to them because they put in the work.
Definitely.
But that does not mean that I must just now give up and just work with Cali roots. You know what I mean? We have to create
But
our
that's what I'm
own
saying. That has been our
environment.
history. That has been our history. We tend to just be a part of, instead of creating this structure and infrastructure for ourselves. It's like we're just conceding that, oh, we are the talent, or we're the ones that come with the talent. No, we need
Exactly.
to, that, yeah, we have to put infrastructures together.
So there I will hear a lot from my Ras Micah. Give thanks for your time. This is just a part one of many reasonings to come. You know what I mean?
Yes,
And
brother.
we're going rope in the eye and the ones round the eye, because I and I generation have a work to do, and
Yes,
we
sir.
can only do it, coming together to lock the resources together. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing with all of the item down there my vision in terms of the creative ecosystem model, that everyone should have their own ecosystem monetizing,
Yes,
and
sir.
then we can come together and bring these ecosystems together for multiply and cross pollinate, share audiences, share
Share
resources,
everything, man.
everything, you know what I mean. But you have
Everything.
your own thing to yourself, because that's the other thing, man.
Yeah,
At the end of
everybody
the day,
have,
man,
yeah. You,
want
you, you
own
naturally have your own ecosystem, but
yeah,
the
everybody
point is
wants
to make it a
exactly
part of something greater.
something larger.
Yeah.
You see it, so we can all benefit. So just give us some final words, son, and let us know how the Lion Pride and the family can support the iWorks.
Well, I died and must support our works by just, as we said, the consideration. Because as you can see, the media today, it's very content driven and very saturated, So, when the item can find time for even remember for check in for I'm like what I don't know. We give thanks, what I mean? So that's massive support, and the platform obviously will go to a lot of people, Rastafari people. It's a growing platform. So we are here to also give strength, what I mean? So it's a community, as we say, our elders might have missed a few tricks, then who come before us missed a few tricks. We will miss a few tricks, but we will certainly be able to add some things that would have been missing before. And then our generations to come will also do the same. So as I say, we are a becoming. So all of the people them out there, don't get disheartened, what I mean? Just know that you are becoming. So, what I mean? Take time and look at what you are becoming. Make sure that what you're becoming is what you'll be pleased with. You understand? And just put in the work that way. And as I always say on basically every interview, remove the evil from your mind. It is the journey of man, I believe. It is a journey of man to remove, because without evil in our minds, then everything that we do will be in a thoughtful, balanced way, and we really would have no stress on this earth. So just remove the evil from your minds. So that's
Give thanks, give thanks. And I want to request on the record, I have to get a drop from the eye with the original dread. I have to get that. Uh,
Definitely. Make
right.
sure a dub plate and a proper drop. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you said so. You see, family. You heard it here. You go and start see me run it. Cause one of my favorite songs in life. Stop
Jah.
saying the original dread. I feel so good. If you know, say, I was able to have this reasoning as a brethren when me reason with from time to time and
Yes,
get
sir.
to know over the years. But now that we have the platform, these are the type of artists and type of brethren where we're gonna feature because we don't have to. And I mean, we don't have to make Rastafari a footnote on a bigger platform. This is I and I thing we are built. We talk about what
Exactly.
we want to talk about. If we want to talk about Africa for 2 hours, we do that.
Talk
You know what I
about
mean? And we
that.
not worry about who I watch or who we are
Straight.
pleased. You know what I mean? So this is what we are doing here at the Lion Voice Network. Big up Micah Shemaiah. After big up the Queen, the Royal Queen, to me can't big up the King. I mean, not big up the Queen
Straight.
because you know, every Jamaica music conference where we have, we see the Queen come sit down and
Yeah,
watch
man,
her.
she support more than even me. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
big up Kenisha, you know.
That's why I have to big her up. That's
Yeah,
because
man.
me know like them come as a team. So me know say when I see the Queen, me know say me see the I see me, but
As
me have
most of
to
the women are, you know, because that's why she
yes,
really came to a lot of things where, you know, she come to because me I say, boy, you know, me not like where the direction or certain thing are going, where. And she say, yo, we still want to support it because our brethren. So we have to know say the woman them is really them serve that very powerful
yeah,
purpose, you know.
man,
Yeah, definitely. Them
definitely.
like to keep the household together, you know. So yeah.
And I love that about the eye. You see that I move as a family. I move the same way everywhere we go where we can. My queen is there, the youth them there. So
Man,
that
the
is the
example that
future.
my father teach me, you know. So
You know what I mean? So big up the eye self. This is the lion voice. And remember that the time has come for the lions and the lionesses to tell our own story. And
true.
this is Lion Voice. Yeah.
Iron Vice.
Yeah, Rastafari, Emperor Haile Selassie the first. Tell the people about Empress Mene. Well, even if the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, well, to the coming while we stand tall, I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, cause they see the city streets them flood, but when the hurricane blow down their wall, I'll be by your side and me nah budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I, your love was a lifeline. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I, that light was a lifeline. It seems like the world is upside down. I will never hide, I'd rather stand my ground. Lion of Judah blessed with the triple crown. Can't come fool I with no circus clown. Now fear no hurricane or the cyclone. Respect for Mama Earth with that embedded on me bone. That's why I will never leave you alone. Protect you from harm when the alarm sound. So even when the stars they fall and the moon turn into blood, to the coming war we stand tall. I will shower you with my love. And even when the people start ball, when they see their city streets them flood, when the hurricane blow down our wall, I'll be by your side and me not budge. Think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I, your light was a lifeline. I think I found the love of a lifetime. I love you every day or the night time. The Almighty, I made your light shine and unto I, your love was a lifeline. They say hurt people, hurt people. Maybe that's why Babylon them so evil. Maybe Babylon abuse as a child. That's why them no like the light when you smile. That's why them no like how your body curve. The way how you dance keep on Babylon nerve. Them no know how the Almighty you serve. Born to be a queen, so a king you deserve. And I'll be by your side when things get worse. When the city flood cause the dam just burst. When you can depend on no state or church. Firm like a man in an highly Selassie first.